Hey everybody, Economic Ninja here. Hopefully I don't sound like a broken record, but we have another story about a country going off of the US dollar standard for purchasing oil and fuel. Today this is coming out. Reuters put this story out. I'm going to link it in the description. Gazprom has announced they're moving away from the US dollar for settlement in selling jet fuel. And they're going to be refueling planes for China, getting paid directly in Yuan. Now this starts in September, and so this story just came out. And I want to emphasize a couple different things. First off, this is a big deal. Okay, these kind of little things right here are shots across the bow. It's one thing, these are tiny things. When you're going government to government, you're going, okay, we're going military, right? We're going to sell you military hardware, training. We're going to provide protection, military protection for you. That's one thing. And when I came out with that story, a lot of people are like, oh, come on, that's sort of a, not a lot of people like, it's sort of a reach, it's, this kind of stuff happens a lot. And I'm going, well, but you have to see the timing in which it's happening, how frequently it's happening with multiple countries on the same day, things like that. Now you have the next shot across the bow. Now you have corporations moving outside, and it would be easy to argue that Gazprom is so big, it's essentially a government-run company. But to sit there and shoot that one across the bow and say, now we're selling jet fuel to another country in their currency, not going to be using the dollar anymore. And so I want to explain this and build this narrative because I think it is extremely important for people to wake up and go, this is really happening. For the last 50 years, we've had a standard of oil being purchased in US dollars, which means there's been a huge market for 50 years of countries worldwide having to go to the Federal Reserve, buy dollars, and go and spend them. And then eventually when they spend them, let's say government goes and buys oil from another country, now that country has dollars, they now take those dollars and reinvest those dollars. And it kept that currency, the US dollar, strong. That is not happening anymore. And quite frankly, at the pace these news stories are coming out, and the fact that you're not seeing this on mainstream right now, sure, you're seeing this on Reuters and stuff, and you'll see a little tidbit on, let's say, CNBC. This is something that's very, very big, and it's going to get much larger, I believe, in the month of September, where it becomes blaringly obvious. Now, the fact is, and these are facts, eventually when enough countries start doing this and there's nothing done about it, right? What's going to happen is those dollars are going to become more and more worthless to hold. And so what the countries are going to do is they're going to eventually come back, because if nobody else wants them, because they don't need them to buy oil or fuel anymore, they're going to spend them here in America. And remember, guys, the definition of inflation is too many dollars chasing too few goods. That's probably the easiest way I can explain it. And if you put this into context of the real estate market and why real estate has gone up so fast, so hard, is because interest rates got down to such a world record low, literally a record low, that companies were throwing money at projects because they didn't care, because they're so starved of yield, of a return on their money, that they will pay an extra 10%, 15%, 20% for a home. They don't care because they know that they're going to be able to make it up on the backside on the rents, and rents are exploding too. So imagine now, instead of having a couple corporations, you have entire countries taking their dollars and buying things. Now, I'm going to say this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. But the one thing that has not gone up to stay up with everything else, when we see record high lumber prices coming up and exploding down, we see steel prices exploding up, we see food prices going up, gas prices going up, everything's going up, rent, mortgages, all that stuff. Gold and silver have not moved yet. And I'm telling you right now, there was a story out of Russia where they just picked up another, was it $20 billion in gold for their central bank. I do what the billionaires do, what the wealthy people do, and they talk quietly about, I just bought more gold, I just bought more gold. I'm hedging future inflation. And I'm not joking, for me, and I'm storing mine. I'm not keeping it at my house. I'm, depending on how you hold it, if you want to hold it in some sort of IRA, if you want to, the big thing is it's true. If you don't hold it, you don't own it, right? But at a certain point, there are some people that go, I just can't store that much, or, I have, personally, I have collectible coins. I like coins, fun stuff that I keep. So yes, if you don't hold it, you don't own it, but there is a way that you can custody, precious metals or have it custodied for you, just like the wealthy people do. I don't think Jim Rogers has any of it, his gold and silver, sitting in his house. All right, I don't think any of these guys that are billionaires have gold and silver sitting in their house. I choose to do it like them. But again, you know, for somebody that's just learning about this and they go, what do I do? Go down to a pawn shop and take a look at a silver quarter right now. And it's like $4, I think, $4 or $5. A dime is like $2.20. And you're buying something that hasn't gone up yet. And so I didn't want to turn this into a gold and silver thing, but I'm trying to explain to you the seriousness of the situation. Now, this doesn't mean that everything's going to hyperinflate tomorrow. Get that through your heads. It's the most important thing. Hopefully most people have gotten this far in the video, because a lot of people, they hear one little line and they go running into an investment. And that's not what you want to be doing. So look at what's going on, put all the pieces together. Thank you to everybody that's sharing these videos everywhere. It's a scary world that we live in right now, and it's scary that this kind of information actually can't get out to a lot of people. All right, guys, that being said, I thank you so much for your time. The Economic Ninja is out.